Joining me in the studio this morning again, Amanda Eisenbarth, founder of the Memory Lane Foundation. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me today. I am here just to remind everybody that May is Mental Illness Awareness Month.
I wasn't even aware, so I'm glad that you came in. And I know that you brought a couple of ladies in with you this morning. Why don't you go ahead and introduce the first person that you brought with you?
I would like to introduce Gail, and she is doing the Monday night support groups.
Hi, Gail.
Hello.
Thank you so much. Will you state your full name for us and just let us know how you became involved with Memory Lane Foundation?
Sure. My name is Gail Baker. I am a licensed clinical therapist. I work here locally, and I was contacted by Amanda, who wanted to see if I could help her organize some support and process groups for suicidal prevention and intervention.
I know that you have an extensive background in the mental health industry. Would you explain just a little bit of that for those who are interested in coming, who maybe aren't even aware that there are professionals attending these meetings for them to speak with?
Sure. I work with a local clinic, Mefford, Vanyo and Associates here in Sedalia, and I also teach graduate psychology programs with the master's program in mental health counseling at Central Methodist University based here in the Sedalia area. And I have brought Mefford, Vanyo and Associates and Central Methodist University into the mix so that I get my students and other clinicians working with Memory Lane Foundation to provide the counseling services that people may need.
One thing I've noticed, Gail, since I've become involved in just doing the interview process with Amanda and your group is that the more she comes in, the more people become involved. And I've noticed the more she gets out in the community, the more people become aware, the more people you realize are really affected by not only suicide, but just mental health issues in general. Have you noticed recently, let's say the last 10 or 20 years, have you noticed an increase in people willing to come forward in your profession and talk about mental illness? There's not as much of a stigma attached to it in your professional opinion?
Yes, there is, of course, still people who hesitate to admit that they have problems and they're concerned about what will happen for their jobs or otherwise. But for the most part, socially, people are becoming much more understanding of mental health issues, and they realize that you can have a mental health issue, but that doesn't mean that you cannot still be productive in the community and a good person. And once that stigma is lifted, people are better able to come forward and say, I've got this problem, can you help me out? And once you help me out, then things become much easier for everyone.
You just said something that just rocked me to the core. When you said they're not bad people and they don't have to be ashamed, you can come forward and talk about it in a nutshell. And we always touch on this, Amanda and I, every single interview, we touch on trying to get people to understand that not everyone who speaks with you and understands that you have mental issues of any kind will walk away from you believing that you're a crazy person.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And one of the good things about all of the people involved in the program that I work with and Memory Lane Foundation are very supportive, non-judgmental, very understanding and accepting. And, we approach the whole thing. We should approach the whole thing, and we do approach it with complete and absolute positive regard for the individuals coming in struggling with these issues, because we know that if we can give them a little bit of help, they'll be able to find that inner strength to move forward. And that's what it's all about, because when you can move forward, then you have your future much brighter and there's hope.
Gail, will you please one more time let everyone know what nights that you attend the support groups for Memory Lane Foundation so that they know when they can find you?
Okay, I run the Monday evening groups, and that's from 6:15 to 7:15 Monday evenings, and that's really the first through the fourth Monday. If there's a fifth Monday in the month, we don't meet.
And she is talking about the two groups that meet on Monday night for 17 and under. And these are people who have had suicidal thoughts, 17 and under.
That's right. We have two groups. We have the adolescent group that's 17 and under, and then we have an adult group that's 18 and older. And both of these groups are focused primarily on people who deal with depression and have had suicidal thoughts or maybe suicidal attempts.
Gail Baker, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
Joining us also in the studio, Amanda Eisenbarth brought with her not only Gail Baker, but Anna Cox. Anna, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome, and we are so happy you're here. You are also a clinician, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And how did you become involved with Memory Lane Foundation?
I am being state supervised through Gail Baker at Medford and Vagno, which is a lengthy process for a new clinician starting off. So I'm currently working with Medford and Vagno, specifically with Gail for state supervision, and have had the pleasure of getting to participate with the Memory Lane Foundation as well.
And through your work so far with Memory Lane Foundation, can you tell us how you feel when you walk away?
I feel really good about the process. I get to participate in the Saturday morning groups from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And the joy of doing that is I get to work with families who have also been touched by either suicide that has occurred in their life somehow, or parents who are struggling with children who have mental illness. And I can kind of educate those individuals. So there's a lot going on Saturday mornings. We meet the first Saturday of the month for grief support and the third Saturday of the month for parental education. And I feel nothing but an overwhelming sense of unity and happiness when I leave there. I get the pleasure of working with these families, and that in and of itself is an honor to me.
And the first and third Saturday, are they open to children and parents and adults?
I would not be opposed to maybe if there was a 17-year-old child in the family who was coming for the support. There's nothing that would deviate from allowing an adolescent to attend, but predominantly it's been adult families. Mostly parents.
All right, Anna Cox, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now, Amanda, if you would you please let everyone know how to get a hold of Memory Lane Foundation? What's the easiest way if they're interested in a support group and they have forgotten? Of course, we'll post it to our website, you know that. But if they want to really get a hold of you, what's the easiest way?
Contact me at 660-596-5173.
Will you let everyone know where you host your meetings at?
The meetings are held at 420 West 16th in Sedalia, Missouri.
All right, Amanda, thank you and your crew today.
Thank you for having us.